Geek Dad Life presents Screen Geeks, a live TV and film talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about the Trailer Palooza as major trailers drop for Indy 5, Transformers 7, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Screen Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, on this journey of screen geekery, are we talking screens? Yes, we are. We got Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. This wasn't going to be about trailers.
Nope.
We planned on doing a show this week, and I don't know what happened today.
There's
a con in Brazil. There's a
Yes.
convention going on in Brazil.
Yes.
And it seems like a bunch of trailers got dropped there. And I mean, they just released an Ant-Man thing.
Oh, did they? Another Quantumania trailer?
Yeah, it's sort of like a trailer that's cut to like all three movies. So it kind of gives you
the whole
it gives you like
whatever.
Ant-Man into Civil War into Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it kind of it's one of those cool like, but I don't know. We're here to talk about like Christmas story and Guardians holiday special.
But I think we should still talk about it. We'll tack that on after.
It feels like old news.
But I still want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I cried like a baby at Christmas Story Christmas. It was really good. And Guardians of the Galaxy. But anyways, okay. Ralph, before we get into any of this trailer palooza, I can't remember it. It was kind of like a Comic-Con, like a San Diego Comic-Con day where like the heavy hitters are dropping. But I don't know, something about an Indiana Jones trailer. It's just like it's like a Star Wars trailer. It's just it's got gravitas to it, you know?
Like in the amount of time that you've been alive on this planet, it's only happened 2 other times.
Yeah, you're right. I guess so.
So it doesn't happen. It's not like Star Wars where we're getting something new every single week.
Oh, this is my third Indy trailer, I guess, that I could have.
Yeah,
because Last Crusade was 89. I was definitely 89. Last Crusade, Crystal Skull, and this.
So this is the third time. So yeah, it's a big deal.
A big deal. The Guardians trailer, I guess everybody's dying or something. I mean, there's a lot to talk about with these trailers as well. And
then you popped in the Super Mario Brothers movie too.
I did that one as well because that was my kids. They was like, well, you gotta talk about the Super Mario trailer too, Dad, right? I was like, well, I guess it was this week. So yeah, I guess that does. What it was this week, right? I don't know. Anyways, we'll talk about that too. Okay, so let's hit the chat. Space Cowboy is here. Troy is here as well as Arthurian. Toygasaurus Studio Henge is here. Ralph, you were here earlier. This AI stuff is kind of blowing my mind. There's some really cool.
Can I just say real quick? Yeah. Like, I have old busted up Photoshop files where I try to do that guy, where I cut out a head and try to put it on like a leash.
Sure.
It never worked out. It always looked crappy. And on my Discord, on the Casino Skunk Discord, Scott D, who shows up a lot on the shows in the chat, took it upon himself to do one. And I'm like, oh, can you give him a pink outfit? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, I love that dude.
Nice.
I love that dude.
I thought you said AI did this. Scott D did it? Oh, I missed
But no, through AI prompts.
Oh.
He created this through AI prompts. There's like several of these guys, and this was the best one. I love this little guy.
Oh my God. Well, I, for one, welcome our robot overlords. Toy Connections is here. Nick Dillinger, Brandon 3G. Scott D, speak of the devil.
There's Scott.
Stevie is in the house, my favorite apple. Ian is here. I did Studio Hedge. I'll do it again. Who cares? 80s experience in the house. Black Phoenix. Judy is here too. Matt Bush is here. And Jay Andrew as well. All right. So, Ralph, should we start with Indy? I feel like we got to start with Indy, right?
Sure.
Like, that's the big of the bigs. To your point, it's only happened a few times before. Luckily, this channel isn't monetized yet, so I'm gonna not care as much if they that I'm showing this trailer right now. Now I'm not gonna play it all the way through because I don't want the show getting taken down.
Yeah. Take that volume down.
But Ralph, thoughts on the trailer? And kind of it had a lot in it, like tons of stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we're dealing with time travel.
I just assumed it was flashbacks.
Dude, the very first thing he says to Sala is like, I miss that stuff. And he wishes he can go back. And Sala's like, well, you got a chance to.
Really?
And the fact that it's called Dial of Destiny.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
And then you have this, if you look in the classroom, friend of the channel, Adam Frazier, said that thing on the board is some sort of Nazi time machine thing.
What?
UFO thing. That's like a real thing. I don't know if it's a real thing, but it's a time machine.
I thought it was just like he was going underwater or something.
No, dude. And then the de-aging stuff. Like, I mean, listen, they've done religious artifacts, they've done mystical artifacts, they've even done sci-fi. Like, why not Indiana Jones doing time travel?
True, that's true. I just assumed it was flashbacks. So I mean, it's just a trailer. Who knows? But you're saying this conversation between him and Sala. So let's. I think it's this overdub here. So
yeah,
those days have come and gone.
Perhaps not.
See, I just assumed he was saying that you still
there's
have
a new
more
adventure
in Indy. That's what I thought.
I'm taking it literal.
Okay.
I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, we do get a lot of adventures and a lot of de-aging.
I
don't know. Why not? Just go for it.
No, I don't disagree with you. And I wonder, Space Cowboy, with all the de-aging that has been done lately, it feels like they wrote this script just to use it. Well, once you know the tech is there, right? It kind of allows you to do this.
Especially with Luke in Book of Boba Fett.
Yes. But in this case, I don't even think Mark Hamill is there. But yeah, this is the scene where, it looks like
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean,
but so you're saying it's not a flashback, it is time travel because they show the not Mads Mikkelsen. No.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah. That's like a young version of him too, because he's supposed to be like an old former Nazi, essentially, right? In hiding or whatever. So I assume that maybe they had a history in the past and they're bringing it to the future, but maybe it's just time travel that they get to de-age themselves or something.
But it might be fun. It might be fun for him because we want him to go after Nazis, and he's too old to be. I'm sure there's still Nazis around.
I mean, they were around. So a lot of them were. I think the whole premise is like NASA had a lot of like former Nazi scientists and stuff like that in the American space program.
I'm hoping it's time travel. I really am, because I mean, screw it. Like, let's do it. I want to see Indiana Jones through several time periods. And it looks like we're getting it. And that underwater stuff.
There was another scene that I agree. This Blade Runner Harrison. So this definitely seems post 38. Was Last Crusade 38? I think it was 38. So maybe it's like 40s later stage World War II. Nick Dillon. Oh, we got private dating chat girls.
Ooh.
So if you need that, the Illinois Nazis. Let's see. My grandfather worked for the Army Department that was part of what became NASA. There were definitely some detectors. So yeah, it's an often overlooked thing.
I think that is the Dial of Destiny.
What, the radio? It's like a ham radio.
No, the next shot.
Oh, let's see.
That thing. Okay. It's got to be some sort of thing that can jack with time. And he's getting it off a dead body, which is cool too.
Yep.
Someone used it. It got all old.
Spam House, yeah, they love showing up. They just love showing up. But yeah, I think this Harrison Ford is a bit older than that other one. So I was just thinking this was gonna be flashbacks, right? But this looks like an older Indy. This is not.
I guess if you're traveling through time, you wouldn't change ages.
Well, I don't know.
Still be yourself, unless it's some sort of quantum leap thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, there's the Back to the Future rules, but that's just they just made it up. Like, you can make up whatever you want in terms of time travel. None of it's real.
But I don't think if you that's I don't know. I like the idea. I think I'm kind of excited about that because you can immediately put them in all sorts of crazy scenarios.
Yeah.
You could put them in like the Korean War. You could put them in literally anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, is
he gonna go kill baby Hitler?
Maybe.
Is that what this is? Can you imagine?
Like, it is what everyone says. Like, what would you do with a time machine? Go kill baby Hitler, or would you kill baby Hitler? And
he doesn't have to be a baby. You have a time machine. You know where he's going to be as an adult.
But you got to get him pre, the overtaking or whatever.
In his 20s.
Yeah,
in his 20s.
But
it doesn't have to be a baby. That's just that's going to stick with you the rest of your life.
What if old Indy is meeting younger Indies throughout time? That's very Back to the Future.
Back to the Future too. Yeah, but it's so Spielberg.
Yeah,
so I feel like you can get away with it.
I like it being something different, like a quantum leap type of thing, or like de-ages him or something, and so
But the Dial of Destiny sounds like total time travel to me.
You know what? I kind of gotta agree with you a little bit because you're right. This probably is the Dial of Destiny,
and that's Indy right there. You could see the leather cuff,
and because I didn't really like the title Dial of Destiny. Like, as a Tenacious D fan, I was thinking Pick of Destiny. It doesn't have the gravitas of
but it's that thing, but it's all the cheesy serial titles. Like Attack of the Clones is one of my favorite titles because it's so Saturday morning serial. So I listen, we're gonna get so used to this. I mean, remember Kingdom of the Crystal Skull sounded like whatever. Now it's just that's the name of the Indy movie. I think it's fine.
Yeah,
this is I think we're gonna. I think after you see the movie, you're gonna be like, that's a good title. Like, I feel like
I love this. I love Destiny, the soap you use when you have to save the world from Nazis.
I like that spelling of Nazis.
Indy rolls up on Hitler painting and cold cocks him in the face. Roll credits.
Yeah.
Ian, if this movie ends with Indiana Jones smothering a baby with a tiny mustache, I'll be really impressed. Cinema is back, baby. Let's be honest, Temple of Doom is a bit on the nose. Yeah, but it has I don't know. So we usually watch, because the Indy movies are Colleen's, I think, favorite trilogy or favorite movie series or whatever. Again, who doesn't love Indiana Jones? But so we usually watch it during the holidays. So we recently just rewatched 1 and 3, so Raiders and Last Crusade, with the boys, because I am still have nightmares from Temple of Doom. So we was like, they're too young to watch Temple of Doom. We'll wait that one out. And I need to wait it out too, because I still Kali Ma still freaks me the F out.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, okay. So there's your Dial of Destiny. And then I've read in the Empire article, this is a little bit fake, by the way, of Harrison on this horse.
I mean, you paused it right at the wrong time.
Right? Exactly. But this ticker tape parade is supposed to be like for the astronauts coming back home in New York. This seems like a really cool set piece. That, I don't know.
Oh my God. And he's riding that horse, goes down into the subway.
Yep.
Like, that's Indiana Jones.
Yep. 100%.
Oh yeah, there's the shot Scott D was talking about in the submarine, in the submarine, it looks like the Millennium Falcon going into hyperspace.
Oh, dang, right. And it's kind of like swirling too. Is this when they're going through time?
Maybe.
But it is a very Millennium Falcon cockpit.
Oh yeah. And those look like Imperial logos up on the top row.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, whatever.
The Empire article, this is where I saw that as well. Mikkelsen is a former Nazi working for NASA looking for an artifact that will help him correct the mistakes of the past. Damn.
Dial of Destiny.
You're
Oh,
right.
that's so awesome. Dude, I'm excited about that though. I don't know why. Because the thing is here, I mean, I don't know. I just it's a fresh take on Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones sort of just exists in this crazy world, and even in this he says he doesn't believe in magic, but he's seen some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's seen like the wrath of God 2 times, I guess, right? It chose poorly in the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
Like how do you not? I guess to him that's not magic. That's just.
But I like it. I like him just surviving through these events and keeping the bad guys from succeeding at bad stuff.
Yeah.
And so, like, we don't really know a lot about Indy, like, as far as the character. He doesn't have character arcs. He just survives, and you root for him to kill the bad guys. And so it's fun to see what setting he's put in to sort of overcome all the junk that's thrown at him. And time travel, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Allison, not magic, bad dates.
Bad dates. That's a good one.
But I think there is this, and Colleen, as we watched the trailer today, she was
like it.
Oh yeah, like I mean, she loves Indiana Jones through and through, everything Indy. I mean, and again, so do I. I love Indiana Jones as well, but she loves Indiana Jones. But she was like, well, maybe it's like an every other thing, like every other movie is good. So you had Raiders, amazing, Temple of Doom, good, but not as, and then Last Crusade is her favorite movie, and then Crystal Skull, and then which actually I have rewatched it. It's not that bad,
right?
Aside from the monkeys and the trees thing.
That doesn't even bother me.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
There's the thing that bothers me about Crystal Skull is the fact that it's revealed in the opening scene that there's aliens or whatever they are, the dimensional beings. And then the whole adventure, Indy isn't a detective. He's literally following the footsteps of someone who made it however far they made it.
Sure.
So it's like, if this old man can make it all the way to the end, surely Indy will.
Yeah.
So I missed the sort of slow reveal of the sort of supernatural thing. And then I missed that Indy kind of is just, he's not figuring anything out. He's just reading a book and tracing steps. Yeah. And then too many sidekicks. But I don't care about the monkeys. It's going to get to a point where those effects come back around and feel like just those crazy old 2008 B movie effects.
That's fair.
So yeah, it'll have a charm to them eventually.
Yeah. I agree, Space Cowboy. Maybe he's just thinking that's divine or a deity or something. That's not magic. That's just
probably thinks it's some sort of scientific explanation. It's the
How can it be scientific? Like that one is like the least science.
Because you're dealing with physical things touching other physical things. So there could be something in the water. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm a skeptic myself. Like I'm a team science all the way.
Team Jack.
But
Jack versus Locke.
Again, I was team Locke Lost days, but now I'm just like total team science. But where's Shia LaBeouf? Probably not present.
I mean, stick him in there.
Yeah.
Don't sweep Crystal Skull under the rug. I feel like
I don't want to say I'm bashing Crystal Skull,
but I'm saying, like, I mean, Short Round was never really spoken of again. Marion eventually did come back. Willie Scott's never mentioned again. There's some hints of Henry Jones in Crystal Skull, but for the most part, each movie is sort of self-contained.
It is. It is. That's what I'm
Um,
saying. So if you
but
bring those people back, does it become like a "This Is Your Life" Indiana Jones, and that's too much in there in the movie.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like just let it. Nah, I don't like that sweeping stuff under the rug. I think one of the best things that the Disney era has done with Lucasfilm is acknowledging the prequels and
Mhm.
building off of them.
Yeah.
So even though those are movies that people don't like and people don't want to think about and wish they would
Mhm.
go away, there's a way to make things better and make them feel better. So if there is a scene with Mutt, that's fine.
Rudo Suarez says you could just write him off. He died in World War II.
Yeah.
But if he's going back in time, maybe he saves Mutt.
Mm-hmm. Go do it.
But yeah, again, I really dug this trailer. I'm easygoing with movies. It's really hard to make a movie, so it's really hard for me to be like, I hate this movie. It happens from time to time, not gonna lie, but I remember going to see King of the Crystal Skull, and I enjoyed it, but it didn't have that magic. There's this thing with go ahead.
Idea. Go back a little bit. Go back to that shot of the back of that one. Is that old Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, it's old.
Okay. Here's a theory. Here's an idea for you.
Okay.
Mad Mikkelsen is going through time.
Okay.
And that Indiana Jones throughout the years has to stop him. I don't know how they get the message to all those Indiana Joneses.
Ooh.
So maybe he's time traveling and it's up to younger Indy to stop him. Like Indy's been tracking this dude his whole life.
Yeah.
And then now in this current time at the parade, he's like, wait a second, I've seen this guy before. And then he maybe that's it.
That'd be interesting. That's how I kind of saw like flashbacks. Nick Dillinger, I'd love to see Hui Kwan come back. I agree. Like they had that picture of them at what was it? Celebration D23. So that'd be cool. But still, dig that. Oh, but what I was saying is Spielberg, up until I think Jurassic Park, had this magic with his shots where he would have this sense of wonder, and it's something that he did the best, I think, in his indie films, where, like to your point, like it would unravel the mystery. Or like my favorite scene in Raiders is when you're sitting there in the school gymnasium or whatever, and explains the Ark of the Covenant to the two U.S. government people, and he throws down the book, and it's the picture of the Ark and the wrath of God or whatever, and it's just like it's so exposition-y and like just I love it. It's so much fun.
But what's great is that Brody, not Brody.
Who?
Yeah, is it Brody?
Brody,
yeah. Brody.
Yeah.
He's getting excited hearing Indy talk about it and then injects his own excitement into it. So it's like, wow, these two guys are excited about this.
Yes.
And then the two company men are like, wow, you guys are really excited about this.
Wait,
you should totally go.
Mean? It's like it's kind of like the mayor's office scene from Ghostbusters. Like, what do you mean biblical proportions?
Yeah.
Whatever. Biblical portions? Is that what the line is? Old Testament, Mr. Mayor, real wrath of God type stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways. So yeah, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, and somebody mentioned they really love the last bit. That's kind of the opposite of the gun. Here we go. Scott D said, yeah, the whip gag at the end made me laugh. Reverse scene from Raiders with the guy with the sword. I really dug that as well. And see, old Indy's get into action too.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like he's wearing the outfit from Last Crusade, the black tie.
The tie. I like the Last Crusade. He's more, scholarly, I think, with the tie. But a lot to be seen.
I would love to see young Indy come across this guy and start figuring out that, oh, he's been here here throughout his life, and it all culminates to this modern day.
This scene though, like
Post-moon
the him being unmasked, he's wearing the German uniform. That I could tell is de-aged, but this doesn't look like this looks really good. Where it's like, oh, it looks like they actually shot this scene in 1992 or something like that. Like it looks really good. And yeah, finally getting to see Sala again. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
since what 1989?
Last Crusade was the last time he was in the film. And yeah, or River Phoenix. How so? Dead. I guess you could, but see, that's like that thing where like he's passed. Like you bring him back posthumously.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Do it. Let's do it.
As Mikkelsen travels back and forth through time changing things, Indy has to stop him through different time periods, like Picard in the finale of Next Generation.
There you go.
Does this mean Indy 4 really happened? Yes, Robert. But see, the thing is, like, I don't mind Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I just don't think it was as. I think the best, and you know, we don't know. We haven't seen this movie yet, but the best Indy movies is when he's going against Nazis, right?
Right.
First one, Last Crusade, and now this one. So it's just you can't beat Nazis. They're the ultimate bad guy. They're the ultimate evil villain. So you can't top them. And so they're going back to that well, which I'm okay with, because who doesn't want to punch a Nazi, right, Ralph?
Right.
Let's see. I hope this film pushes the 3-hour runtime. I don't know. After Prey, I was just like, what happened to the 1 hour, 30-minute movie?
What is it? Avatar's going to be 3 hours and 10 minutes?
Yep.
Avatar 2?
Going to see it, though, because you're not going to see Avatar 2? Come on.
Don't make me do it for the show. I'll do it for the show. But you really, I'm really not. I mean, we have to cover it. I'm not doing it. Avatar 2.
We've waited over a decade for this thing. Robert, will they do figures for this movie guaranteed? Absolutely. So we have the first wave is
I mean, they're going to sell you at least 3 indies.
Well, yeah, but they've already shown, and we'll probably talk about it on Toy Geeks, and I know John's already asleep because he'll be like, are you talking toys? But they showed the Club Obi-Wan version, or somebody took a picture of it somewhere of Indy from Temple of Doom. So, you know, we can assume there'll be ones for this new movie. They're playing the same beats that they did with Ghostbusters Afterlife. So
Indy 3-pack.
See, Avatar 2 will be good. I agree. Like it'll at least be a spectacle worth seeing. Like, even if it's Dances with Wolves 2, like I don't care. Like it's still gonna be a fun ride.
All right.
Michael Chivers. If Ralph doesn't see Avatar 2, I'm unsubscribing. That's bold.
Okay. All right.
And Charlie Weaver's appreciating your sexy ass Green Lantern statue.
Yeah, I got that like minutes before our last Andor episode.
Yep.
So just so you know, one of these missiles is this big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really big.
So that shows you how it's a crazy angle. But I'm telling you guys, the statue's huge.
All I'll say is that I hope you have gotten Stevie a gift of equal wondrousness for Christmas this year.
I think she likes it. She likes it as much as I do.
You can't pull us a gift for her too. No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
It's up to her. She can probably, I bet you she'll say it is. I don't know.
Stevie says, I'm so over Avatar. Cameron says, take your bathroom break because you want to see it again. Dang.
Yeah, I saw him say that. It's a joke. He's like, yeah, go to the bathroom. Just because you'll come back and see it later and you'll miss the scene you missed or watch the scene, whatever. Yeah. So now I'm going to have to, if I go see Avatar, it's going to be by myself. 3 hours and 10 minutes.
It's the best. I love going to the movies by myself.
But Avatar, 3 hours and 10 minutes?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Think of all the popcorn and sody pop.
Yeah.
All right.
Pisces.
What trailer do you want to do next? We got Transformers, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Can I just say something real quick as far as things from like the 80s now back? Lucasfilm brought them back.
Sure.
I'm not going to discuss this on any podcast unless somebody has me on as a guest. I watched the first 2 episodes of Willow and I effing love it.
Oh,
I
okay.
love it. It's complete. It's great. They don't shove everything in your face as far as what you're supposed to remember from the movie. There isn't like if they mention someone's name, they don't do a dissolve to the old movie like Cobra Kai. It's totally like either you know it or you don't, and it's very well done. It's very lighthearted. It feels like a YA fantasy novel. So like I think for the kids, it might be okay.
Okay.
I think me and Stevie think one of the characters said the S word.
Oh, that's fine. Colleen says that all the time.
I know, but we're just like, oh, this is a fantasy show. So
True.
it's like that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like it's not super precious. It's not a super precious franchise. So they're able to, it's very light and loose and fun. I can't wait for
It's a great question here from Mr. Traverso. Having not seen Willow, will the series be enjoyable?
I believe so. They've done a little bit of a recap at the opening. They do the Walt Disney book that opens up and you see it zooms on the book. So they do a little bit of a recap. But I mean, watch the movie. The movie is from 1988. It's a little bit slow, but Val Kilmer's amazing in it. It might be my favorite Val Kilmer role. Maybe after Nick Rivers from Top Secret. But check out Willow, and if you want to stop and pick it up like the next day or something, do that. Watch it in chunks. It's not a precious thing that you have to see. Willow's pacing is definitely 1988, and the effects. Disney Plus just released a 4K version, and they cleaned up all the ILM effects. They all look nice. They all look nice. You know, the little brownie guys that run around always kind of didn't look like they were there. They look like they cleaned all that stuff up. It's really cool.
All right. Well, there you go. Ringing endorsement for Willow. I haven't seen that movie since I'm pretty sure 1991 or 92. I watched it at one of my grandparents' house, and I still remember watching it. But it's just a little flash memory. The movie is
definitely darker than the series. I don't know if I could recommend that to the kids. It's not quite Temple of Doom, but it's pretty terrifying. So it's up to you. But watch the movie. I mean, if you get a chance. I don't think. All right. And the series is great. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I can't wait.
Well, you say you didn't want to do a show about it on GDL2, so we will not be doing one.
No, I don't want to saddle you with that.
You're sad.
Maybe we can do a Willow show once it's all done.
GDL is my full-time job right now.
Right.
Okay. So this is all I got.
Dude, if you want to do a weekly Willow, I mean,
it's fine. Well, maybe to your point, maybe we'll do like a collective once it's all said and done.
We could do. How about I mean, I don't know how many episodes there are, but we can do like we did with Andor, 3 at a time.
We need
every 3 weeks
doing Screen Geeks on the regular, and then you just talk about it. Then Okay. Guardians, Mario Bros, or Transformers.
Well, the kids are asleep, but I guess we can talk about the Mario Brothers movie.
Okay.
They're missing it. I notice they're not in the live chat. It's fine. You know what? I forgot to mention something.
Okay.
With Indiana Jones.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Because I mean, as much as I enjoy it, I don't want to sound like an echo chamber. I know we've been accused of that with our He-Man Revelations reviews. The music in the trailer is god awful. Yeah. I hated it. Okay, that's it.
It's a trailer. That's not the score.
I know it's not the score, but I mean, it really was like, oh boy, you're really doing this. Like, okay, all right.
Brian Brink. Jay, get a job. I don't have time to watch all this extra GDL content. Listen, trust me, it's not for lack of trying. It just takes time.
Dude, our last Screen Geeks was Prey.
It has been a minute.
It's been a while.
Okay. So the Mario Brothers trailer is actually a lot of fun. Our family's excited for it. Yes, Chris Pratt's Mario is stupid.
But he does do some Mario sounds. He does do some Mario.
But it almost makes it worse. Like this was the scene that was like,
yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go. But like I don't know if it's more offensive than the slightly offensive normal Mario voice.
All right.
When he's just like,
but later when he does the car hop, when he does the Mario Kart hop,
yes,
that sounds good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That
yeah.
That sounds
good. So we'll see. When he says "let's go," he's whispering, and we don't normally hear Mario whisper, so it might sound. This movie, I mean,
it looks great. I'm excited. Like our family's excited for it for sure.
It sounds like he's going through a bunch of dimensions, including a Mario Kart dimension and a Smash Brothers dimension, and I like that the training course looks like a classic Mario level.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna see it.
Again, I get it. I get you don't maybe like because Mario, at least his voice. If you did the gentleman that does the voiceovers for the game, like that gets old really quick. Like if he's just always talking like that, so I get it. Because again, he's not Italian either, so it's not any better. I think. But so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's an image thing. But yeah, Mario looks amazing. Looks like they threw everything at it. Like they may not get a sequel. Can't wait. It does look fantastic. Chris Pratt doing the stereotypical Italian accent is insulting. I'm glad Donkey Kong beat the hell out of him. Looks good. Hate the no character voice from Pratt. Allison, it looks fun, even though I have Pratt burnout. Whoa, Ian.
We're not even.
Hot take. I'm more excited for this than Indiana Jones.
I mean, listen, I don't know how old Ian is, but there's probably been more Mario in his life than Indiana Jones.
Ian hung out. We did our Zoom hangout yesterday for our Patreon Plus and above members, and Ian was there. I think he's our age-ish. Let's see, Mike.
Maybe you could be burnt out of like you're probably thinking, oh man, if Spielberg didn't get the last one right. The last Indiana Jones right? Do I trust James Mangold doing it right?
But maybe that's
and then this is like, and then you're like, well, this is our first Mario, and he looks like the video game, so let's go. Let's go.
Damn, Ian, my face just melted from that hot take, like I'd been looking at the open arc. But actually, I kind of Ian. I agree with this take by Ian, though. I've never seen a good Mario movie. I
forgot
3 great indie movies. Right?
I forgot there is a Mario movie.
Even though I do love, or at least I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. But I did dig the original Super Mario Brothers movie with John.
I mean, listen, if we're bringing it up on Screen Geeks, it means we have an interest in it.
That's true.
So I think we're fired up. We have not done a Screen Geeks talking about Avatar 2. So just saying. I'm just saying. I'm more excited to see Mario than Avatar.
Jay from Mario after that.
Let's go. It's pretty good.
And I'm Italian. I mean, I'm not 100% Italian. I think my 23andMe says I'm like a quarter Italian, but still, that's more Italian than Chris Pratt. That's got to count for something.
Maybe.
And Colleen,
they talked about Italian. Like we talked about Chris Pratt fatigue, and we have like 2 more Chris Pratt things to talk about. We do,
so we can still talk about the Chris Pratt fatigue as we go through.
Okay.
Trailers.
So I'm assuming next would be best to talk about Transformers. Let's space these things out.
Sure, you're right.
Let's space out the Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta say, I wasn't paying attention to the trades. So I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't realize. I
it
knew
came
they
out
were
of
working on
nowhere.
a sequel to Bumblebee, but I just maybe wasn't
Yes.
thinking about it.
Which I love Bumblebee.
Agreed.
I saw the first 2 Transformers movies and I was like, done. I'm
Yep.
done. Then I
The first
took a
one was
trip
great. The
to
second one had the balls,
big
right? Like
balls.
the
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't need
I'm
this.
good.
So I didn't watch any of them. We took a flight from California straight to Ireland a few years ago,
Mhm.
and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna see what Transformers movies are like now. Popped on
Mhm.
Bumblebee in that first 4 minutes. I'm like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
hello. Who
Yes. Hello, old
what
friend.
what is this? It is a cinema. And so I'm like, so I ended up watching the whole thing, and Stevie's sitting next to me on the plane. I'm like, she's gonna high dive to save the world. She hasn't done high dive since her dad left. And I'm just like, this movie is great. And so I'm like the biggest fan of Bumblebee.
Uh-huh.
So when we got back, I bought Bumblebee on like iTunes and sat there and watched it. She liked it. Our friend
Mhm.
Jocelyn came over. I'm like, you got to watch this Bumblebee movie. We watched it then. And I like Bumblebee, and looking at the effects in this and looking how it's shot
Yep.
and the tone of it feels more like Bumblebee. So I'm like, oh, cool. I'm fired up.
Yeah, I agree. Like there's what Bumblebee captured is that almost, people, it's this toy related, but they kind of criticized the earlier waves of G.I. Joe Classified, where it's like doing its own thing, its own designs. But then they went to the classic designs, like, all right, now we're talking. Now you're going to the next level. And Bumblebee was like that, to your point, like that opening sequence where it was like,
Cybertron,
holy
yeah.
crap, these are all classic G1 relatively Transformers designs. And I think we were all over the moon for it. But then even after that, even though it went to Earth and it was basically ET, but with Bumblebee,
or Iron Giant.
yeah, or Iron Giant, like any of those, type of movies. But it was it was just a good movie. It was like a good 80s movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Scott D asked if this movie's set in the 80s. I don't know, but I guess if we scrub through the trailer, we'll see things that
I think 90s, because the New York vehicles are newer. They're like the also Anthony Ramos for the Hamilton fans. So glad he's in this. He's fantastic. He was great in the live action movie for In the Heights. Really big fan of Anthony Ramos.
And this is Mirage, who is voiced by Pete Davidson.
Which, okay.
I'm fine with.
Yeah, whatever.
I like Pete Davidson.
Yeah, nothing against Pete Davidson. But
anyone who complains about him, hey, the dude's having fun. I mean, listen.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say 2000s because of these cop cars, because these cop cars are not NYCPD or NYPD police cars. But I love that it's Mirage.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are like, what are those? The Chevy Caprices or something like that? This is definitely 90s.
Okay. Because the last one took place in the 80s, and it ended with Bumblebee turning into the Camaro. Yep. Spoiler alert. She was mad. She was mad because he could have turned into that the whole time. RC, is that who that is? RC?
Yes. The most prominent female Transformer.
Look at the lights. Look at the reflector lights on her like collarbone and stuff. I love the detail.
I'm with you, Ian. I wish Bumblebee was a bug as well. Like I get it was the whole trying to connect it to the original movie franchise, but it was just so much fun that it was a bug, a yellow bug.
Bumblebee was but that Bumblebee movie was great.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he was a bug the whole time.
I wish he was a bug.
He could go back to being a bug.
He could, but it doesn't look like it.
He could.
Exactly. It's just
turned into something else.
The bug is a charming design, period, just as a car.
Right.
Kids love it. Like my kids, we still do punch buggies, no backsies. Like we even, I don't know, there's this undeniable appeal of a bug. That's just it's timeless.
Look at the faces have like they're smooth. They're not just a bunch of like robot parts
It's like bits
that have the appearance of a face. It's a face.
exactly.
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. And these guys look cool now. Beast Wars or whatever. I think
Beast Wars,
is
Optimus Primal
is after my collecting of Transformers. So for me, I think this looks cool. I think people online have different opinions that they're not animal size because I guess the Beast Wars they were just actual like the size of a gorilla.
Now, I'm sure Ken could probably, fill us in on this because he's a big Transformers fan. My understanding is the Beast Wars show was a continuation of the G1 story, where the Transformers, I guess, went back in time, and I don't know, but so like Optimus Prime assumed the form of a ape. Or a gorilla or whatever. So I'll be curious to see because they're both there at the same time, or at least that's how I remember it, or at least that's how I thought I remember it. That the G1 Optimus Prime became Optimus Primal or something like they're connected in some way. So I'll be curious to see how this plays out for this movie.
But I like the design of this. As
Yeah.
far as giant robot gorillas go, this is aces.
Primal is a different character. Okay, I thought they were, but I thought the storyline was connected in some way to G1. All right, and I'm incorrect. See,
I like it.
Is it going off the original toy bios? Okay, maybe that's what I don't know. I'm trying to. Okay, here, let's see. Toy Connect. Here we go. Continuation, yes, and yeah, went back in time. Optimus Primal and Megatron from Beast Wars are descendants of G1 Optimus and Megatron. So they're descendants of the original G1 characters. Okay. I knew it was something like that. There we go.
I think it's neat.
The designs are cool. Again, like I feel like Rhinox, that's freaking awesome. I feel like if it follows the same, or at least the magic that they had in Bumblebee, especially here, like when he gets the Optimus Prime face guard. Oh, it's so good.
It looks like they're trying to go off of Bumblebee because we get some action at the end of this trailer that looks like they took that Cybertron opening of Bumblebee and expanded it. But I mean, like you can follow the action. The camera's not flipping upside down through their legs and stuff, and the bodies are more defined and less like mechanical gears and stuff. So it's really, I mean, this is the kind of Transformers movies I wanted from the beginning.
Yep.
So
agreed.
Like if I only had this and Bumblebee, I'd be like, man, Transformers is great,
right?
Even though I liked the first one.
It was the first one as well. The first one I felt
a headache when I came out of the theater. Like I had a headache.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But this looks like it's my old man eyes can deal with this a lot better.
Why'd you say maybe the CGI has gotten better, I guess, maybe from this?
But just the camera angles are more.
Well, there is this thing where, the or at least CG has learned how to film, or at least use CG cameras to track and film like a real camera would.
Right.
Versus before, it would, to your point, it would just be stupid.
Michael Bay doesn't even know how to treat a real camera.
That's a Michael Bay thing too. Michael Bay is just absurd with cameras. Like we watched that, what was that? Recently, it was the hospital. It's like where
I want to see that one. Ambulance. I haven't seen
Ambulance. Yes. And
I need to see it.
Ralph, like there was this drone for no reason. This drone shot that like went and scaled the building, went back down the building and like under cars and crap for no reason. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, why?
Because it's about an ambulance.
Right? But it doesn't connect. It was just like,
I
want to have this drone shot go street level, go all the way up this building, go down the building, and all. I was like, settle down. It was a bananas movie. Colleen loves those kind of movies, so it was a date night. We went out to go see it.
I need to see Bananas. Banana
Stupid. Like it's fun, but it is dumb. It is All right. Should we go to old Chris Pratt? Let's close on a Pratt.
Yeah.
Because
So we'll go to this
so and I guess we'll talk about actually let's face the Pratt a little bit more. We'll close with the holiday special.
Yeah. We still have more.
Ralph, this trailer,
it's gonna make us sad, isn't it?
It is, because it was kind of depressing, or at least it was really sad. Like, it had moments like this whole, Drax, pegging him with a dodgeball. Or I guess I hope it was a dodgeball, this alien race, whatever they are.
It looks like a basketball.
It looks heavy.
Okay.
Such a bit of humor. But there's go ahead.
I would have absolutely loved if you go back to where it says from the director James Gunn, it said the CEO of DC Entertainment. Like, if it said that after, I would have loved it. Like, how James Gunn would that be if he put that under
that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I feel like Feige would go for it.
Well, is he have an invitation to keep doing Guardians of the Galaxy while he's in DC, or now is this his last thing? And then he's going.
He said until March, he is both a Marvel and DC guy.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that just means I think this movie's done, but as soon as he's done doing the like press and stuff for this, then he's moving on for Marvel.
Okay. That'd be a bummer, just because he is so much of what makes Guardians.
But that's the thing about this trailer. Like, he's done with Guardians.
He's going to kill them all?
Yeah. Is he going to kill them all? We see Quill being held by Nebula, and Rocket full on just sounds like he's like wants to die.
Yeah. It's so depressing. So with all the Marvel turds lately, this looks delightful. Let me some Guardians. Yeah, Phase 4 has not been, the most compelling of stories, but yeah, we have sad Quill listening to his Zoom.
Sad everybody.
We have the baby raccoon that turns into Rocket. Like, is this going to be this
gets tortured
Rocket backstory, and then he's going to like die or something?
Maybe, I don't know, man.
And then we have this 2001 Space Odyssey suits.
A Polaroid. Yeah, look at. But the thing with her holding Star-Lord is that Rocket's just like drinking a Capri Sun or something. So
it looks like they're kind of badass, walking away from an explosion thing. Here, Drax has like a shot to the heart, and you're
everybody's gonna die,
right?
That thing is gonna fall on
the music. Is Rocket dying here? Like, what is this?
Is everyone dying?
Right, and then this right here, this scene. Right, blood, and look, he's like somebody's dying, and then they cut to Rocket again with
hugging an otter. Everyone's dying.
We're all gonna die. But here's my question, Ralph. Would you rather, if James Gunn, it's gun and done after this with Marvel, would you rather they go down Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid style and say that's it for the Guardians, instead of letting somebody else take the reins down the road?
And
I think Riley Bob's already ahead of that thought here with I think it'd be okay with seeing the Guardians end with Gunn.
I think so too, because it kind of started with him. Like, nobody, even probably diehard Marvel comic fans, probably didn't care about Guardians that much.
Yeah.
Then James Gunn came along and sort of like created this franchise out of thin air.
Yeah.
And I think it's my favorite franchise of all the Marvel stuff. Even though I didn't care for 2 as much as 1, but just like every time the characters show up in Thor, I'm excited. And even though I do have Chris Pratt fatigue, I don't have Star-Lord fatigue.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like, I would think that if they do go on, it would be someone would have to have been picked by James Gunn to take over.
Yeah, like an anointed.
Like I'm a big
successor.
fan of Jody Hill, who directed like Righteous Gemstones, Eastbound and Down, and a couple of movies, Foot Fist Way, some really like off-color weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when James Gunn wasn't directing Peacemaker episodes, Jody Hill was directing the other Peacemaker episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So if James Gunn is like, hey, if you want to keep doing Guardians, get this guy, because he's got the
Mm-hmm.
same sensibilities, a really dark humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see him working in Guardians of the Galaxy. But I mean, shake up the team.
Yep.
I think this team is done with James Gunn leaving. Would he kill his brother off? Would he kill Sean Gunn?
Maybe, like, I guess, right?
I mean, I don't know who. Like, I could see Chris Pratt being done. Dave Bautista, I feel like, would love to play Drax for the rest of his life.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, but have you seen Glass Onion?
No, not yet.
Okay. It might be too late for
while it was
theaters.
in theaters, so we'll have to wait till whenever it shows up on Netflix.
Dave Bautista's great in it. That movie is awesome.
I can't wait. We loved the Knives Out, the first movie. So
It's weird because it's a completely different movie, has a different feel, but it somehow still works in the universe. I loved it. It's probably my favorite movie of the year, but I really haven't seen that many things this year. But I loved it.
I'm a Rian Johnson fan, so I loved what he did with The Last Jedi. So for the most part, I loved what he did. I'm excited for it.
So I'm on board with this. I can't wait for Guardians 3. And they're using a 90s song in this.
Well, because he has a Zoom or the Zoom.
Yeah. So he's I guess they're gonna play off the Zoom. So,
what do you thoughts on our first look at was it Adam Warlock?
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, I guess.
I don't know the comic character all that well.
Yeah, I'm not super into Adam Warlock. But I mean, he looks like a sort of weird 70s Marvel character.
Which is what he was, right? So or is.
Yeah, so they nailed it.
The actor, I can never what's that movie with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis? He's in that as like a kid. And anyway, I can't not see that character, but I'm sure it'd be good.
I have no idea what movie that is.
It was a fun movie. It was like somebody in the chat probably knows. I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, just like, and is this
sad?
Come on, he's like walking across in like Harry Potter here. He's in the afterlife. Is this in heaven or something? Meet the Millers. Thank you.
Okay.
And this is pretty sick with Groot.
Little buff Groot. Yeah.
So
I'm excited, man. I think a solid trilogy of Guardians films is perfect.
I agree.
It doesn't need to be. You don't need that extra fourth one.
Speaking of sequels, Christmas Story Christmas.
I think I mentioned this on our Andor.
Maybe.
I think it might have been after or where I said, dude, you got to watch this movie. I've seen
and I was going to see it. Like, it wasn't a matter of not seeing it.
Yeah.
But it was getting the time. And so I think Colleen and I watched it on Saturday. And, I'm of that era of, I think, does TBS still do it? But I feel like every year it was the TBS 24 hours. TNT, whatever it was.
I think so. Yeah.
But, I had a little 13-inch TV in my room from a very young age. I got my first, that same TV I had from, I think I was 5 years old. And for as long as I can remember, I remember watching Christmas Story. Usually by myself. Because nobody else really liked it in the family, but I loved it. So I would always watch it like Christmas Day after presents were opened. I would put it on as I was, playing with my toys in my room. So I love A Christmas Story. And go ahead. Same for you?
I was too. Like we used to rent it. I think we actually bought a copy. We rented it so much, but it was something my whole family was into.
Yeah.
Back in the early 80s. And I mean, when this was announced, I'm like, okay, cool. It's gonna be another like Lego sequel type of thing that's gonna get ruined. I'm gonna forget about it. And I'll watch it. It'll be cute or whatever. Maybe it might be somewhat okay. I might find something fun in it, but it's gonna go away. And we watched it. I watched it, and thought it was amazing.
It's
they really nailed it.
They did nail it, and I think the part of it is the actor who plays Ralphie still has it. He still has whatever was in him as a child actor to be able to come back to the role 40 something years later. And he's an accomplished director. He's been in other things as an adult actor, but to be able to come back to the role and capture everything that made his original portrayal of the character 40 something years earlier. I thought it was incredible because all of his facial expressions, the going away to his imaginary land, or his voiceovers, his looks to the camera,
his voiceover, his voiceover matching Gene Shepard's voice from the original I thought he really nailed that part of the performance that he didn't do back in 83. And it's like it's crazy because you watch, like, you look at what's his name?
He's in it too.
You watch Wonder Years.
Yes.
Like, that when that kid grows up, what's his name? Savage. Fred Savage. Like, he doesn't sound like Daniel Stern.
No.
But so I was like, is they gonna make him talk like the guy? He better sound like the guy. And he totally did.
Yeah, the voiceover is great. Like, it just felt like I truly was just jumping back into Ralphie's world. But the other thing that I loved is it wasn't a legacy sequel in the sense that, oh, now we're going to experience his kid's Christmas thing or whatever, and he's just the bumbling dad or something. No, it's actually experiencing this Christmas as an adult Ralphie.
Yeah, because in the original, you get glimpses of the old man doing things, like going to get the presents, or it's the best thing about Christmas Story, the first one, is that Ralphie tries every single ploy on the planet, talks to every single person, including his teacher and Santa and his mom and everybody, about what he wants for Christmas. Never asks his dad once, and his dad's the one that comes through. And it's and you only catch glimpses of the dad and the mom when Ralphie's not around, clearly because he's doing it's a first person account. It's Ralphie's account of Christmas. And so what's great about this is, yes, he's now the dad. He's the adult that has to do all this stuff. That, when you see him, they send the kids to go see Santa. And he goes out and does all the shopping. You immediately think, oh, that's what his parents were doing while they were waiting in line. So it's like that Back to the Future 2 thing. Where you get to see it from the other angles. And I think it worked perfectly. And it wasn't just this nostalgia thing. It wasn't a 1-for-1 thing. There were things that were similar with the double dog dare and the triple dog dare, but it was Flick this time. Where with Flick and Schwartz. And so it was like, there was definitely homages. But it didn't rely on only the nostalgia. And if there was nostalgia, it's because that's what the original was about anyway.
The original wasn't
so you forgive any nostalgia that's in there. And I feel like it was just set up so nicely, and it was just like, wow, this is the perfect take.
Because the other thing that hit me and why I was so weepy during this was just being like watching it as a kid and appreciating A Christmas Story, because it felt like this is a kid. It's like the same mindset of being a kid. And that's why I love Ralphie. It's like all, just the oh, my parents, they're gonna realize that they're treating me like crap and they'll be sorry one day. And like all of his things is stuff, even though I wasn't a kid in the 40s, I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, we still had those same daydreams, those same thoughts and machinations about trying to get what you want for Christmas. All of those things were there. And so what was so moving about this, it was just like him as an adult. And it was just like, even though I'm not a parent in the 70s, but there's still so many beats as a parent trying to make, good life for your kids and all this kind of, it just hit in a way that was really emotional. It was just a really emotional film on so many levels. But like, yeah, the last, I don't know, just the whole resolution to him trying to have a career as a writer and just the dad, I don't know, it hit really hard. But it was fun. It was nostalgic. It paid proper homage to the earlier stuff. The only thing I didn't like, and it's not necessarily their fault, but who they recasted as the mother, she didn't have the same
Julie Haggerty,
the original actor.
I like Julie Haggerty, but yeah, it didn't feel right. But it was cool that they showed the old picture of the family and they still had Melinda Dillon in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, she retired from acting years ago, and so
she would have come out. I mean, maybe she's not up to it anymore, and I understand that. But the thing is, like, the mother in the original one, she was your prototypical 40s housewife, but she had like an edge to her. She was definitely kind of in control, and just the actress who played her this time just didn't have that same. I don't know. She doesn't have that same edge, I think, like the whole thing between with the lamp and just sneaking, trying to break it, or covering for Ralphie so that he didn't get his butt handed to him because he broke, like all those little things. She just had this kind of, I don't know, in controlness that I just didn't get from this portrayal of the character.
I did enjoy the carolers.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Because that was me as a kid. I hated carolers. Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, great film. I loved it. If you haven't watched it, if you love Christmas Story, I think you'll enjoy this movie. There's no.
Yeah. And we get to see more than just Ralphie.
Yes.
Like here you have Flick and Schwartz. I'm not going to spoil any of the other characters, but if you've seen the original Christmas Story, pretty much everyone's there. Pretty much everyone's there.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of fun.
Like trying to wish Wick Moranis back to the screen. Come back, bro. Let us love you. I know. All right. Last but not least, I don't have a picture for it, but Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Maybe I'll try to find one real quick. But Ralph, thoughts? I watched this one first before I saw Christmas Story Christmas.
I watched it like the day after it came out. So it's been a while since I watched it, but I very much enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
It's just like it was like a mini little comic. It was like if you got a Groot toy, Christmas toy, this was the Christmas mini comic.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. And for those of you with the Pratt fatigue, he's not in it that much.
No, barely.
Because the whole thing centers around him missing Christmas.
Yes.
So Mantis and Drax go on an adventure to try to save Christmas for him. And I thought it was really sweet.
It was like, and the rotoscoped animated flashbacks I thought were really nice as well. Like that's where it landed for me, was just the scene between Star-Lord and Mantis, where she reveals the thing. I don't want to spoil anything, but that was emotional. I thought that was beautiful. And then the last, how it kind of, you had one person's perspective of events from the past that set up this whole story. And then the last scene actually kind of showed again the duality of blanking on his name now. But that his dad character.
Ego.
Thank you. And it was really emotional. And then the whole Kevin Bacon of it all it could get tiring or overdone pretty quick, but I thought it was pretty fun throughout. Like I thought it never got old for me.
It was fun because Drax and Mantis had this idea of who he was.
Yes.
And when they find out he's just an actor,
Uh-huh.
they can give a rip about him, and it's
Yep.
hilarious. Now they're like stuck with him, and they're like, well, if this is what Quill wants, and he did it.
Yes.
He didn't want it. And so when they wheeled out that big box into the into the plaza here,
Uh-huh.
it was so good.
Yes, and I love it's like, oh, an actor. Oh, there's nothing worse in the world. I thought that was hilarious. Allison, I love Kevin Bacon. I can never get enough Kevin Bacon. This had a lot of bacon in it, extra bacon.
Yeah, everyone loves bacon.
Bacon
But yeah, makes everything better.
I agree with Charlie Weaver though. I almost wish they had done it in the old television, like a 4:3 ratio. I think would have been fun too.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I was I don't know. It was just fun. It just made me smile.
But like, what if they filmed it with like old television cameras and it had that kind of
like holiday special style?
Holiday special, yeah.
Listen, man. I mean, I guess WandaVision sort of paved the way for that kind of stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
But it didn't bother me. It was still fun. Yeah. I enjoyed the heck out of it. And it
definitely feels like a joy. Like, oh, aren't the Guardians so fun? Like they're really setting us up.
Right, exactly. It's like
sadness.
Here's your last bit of fun before we kill everyone.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Yeah, exactly. Classic. I guess all actors aren't pieces.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I think, Ralph, that is a good place to wrap it up on this episode of Screen Geeks. Ralph, should we just try to keep this Thursday night at 9 thing going?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good for you or
yes. Not. Yeah, it should be okay.
Okay.
There's something coming up that I'm.
We'll keep this going Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Especially if they're dropping trailers like the way they did today.
Yeah, whatever news, screen and TV and movie news is worth to print. We'll be talking about it Thursday at 9 p.m. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell icon if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss any of it. I want to thank all of the patrons of the Geek Dad Life universe.
I'll see you all at the Discord.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, hanging out on the Discord. And was it just yesterday? Was yesterday Wednesday? I think I'm gonna start doing live unboxings for patrons as well. I did one yesterday of the G.I. Joe Classified series. Sergeant
I popped in for a second, and that Sergeant Slaughter was awesome.
Oh, he's so good. I have him right here now. He's here with me.
Oh yeah, that mini Sergeant Slaughter action figure.
Yeah,
is so awesome. Cool. Is that new? Is that
what?
Is that like? Is this the first time they've done that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That thing's awesome.
Like it's so cool. Such a cool figure. So for any of our patrons that haven't seen that one yet, definitely tune in. And I think I'll be doing live unboxings weekly now. It's a new bonus for patrons over at patreon.com/geekdadlife. All right, Ralph, this was fun, jam-packed. I mean, it's special when you get to talk about a new Indiana Jones trailer and Transformers, Guardian. Like, oh my goodness, it was a packed episode. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. My goal, or at least with Screen Geeks After Dark, was
10,000
subscribers. We had 1,000 subscribers. Right. Screen Geeks After Dark. If Ralph's up to it, I don't know if to hang another hour or not. But
I mean, anyway, it's 7 o'clock here, dude.
That's true. But anywho, everybody, take care. We'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye. Oh, Cocaine Bear! I wanted to talk about that. Have you seen the Cocaine Bear trailer?
A little bit of it.
Oh, it's good. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited. For that
Charlie Weaver coming in at the very last minute.
I know. I should have. It needs more Chris Pratt. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good night. Hasta luego. And goodbye.